Hello, gay men, and welcome to the Coming Inside Out Season 3 of our podcast.
Woohoo!
I'm Brian James, along with my co host, Mark Dembo. Mark, it is so good to see you, buddy.
You too. Season 3. Here we go.
Season 3, here we go.
Brand
I
new
know.
year. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of
Yeah.
podcasts don't make it this far. So,
I
yes,
know.
I am
I
so
know.
excited about that.
I mean, we're ahead, Heated Rivalry is about to do season 2 and we're a
Oh,
season ahead of them.
I haven't seen it yet. I still haven't seen it.
You haven't. Oh, you have to. I started watching it for a second time.
Oh, did you? Okay, I have
Yeah.
everything. I have Showtime. I have everything. I was watching The Gilded Ages on HBO, and when
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
ended,
yeah,
I canceled my HBO, and now it's like,
yeah.
oh, now this show came on. I need to get it again.
Yeah.
So, all
Yeah.
right, have not seen it. Oh, well, Mark,
Wow.
it has been a minute since you and I have spoken, since we've recorded. So it's always good to get one of these episodes out to our listeners. We've had people
I
write
know.
in to us. We'll read a couple of the things that people have sent in, but let's jump into this podcast. You and I were having a little bit of a heated debate, just catching
Oh.
up. So I thought we should hit the record button so we could capture this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because
Let's
there's nothing going on in the world these days that would have any, cause for
cause for
discussion.
alarm.
No,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Well,
no.
I'm going to start this off by bringing up what we were talking about before we hit the record button. You had posted on social media on Friday a call to action. I want to talk to you about your call to action, and also in your call to action, how other people can take your advice and start posting stuff on social media. So let's go
Yeah.
back to your social
Yeah.
media post.
Yeah, and I'm sure many of our listeners might follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, certainly feel free to follow me, mdembo on Instagram. Um I and I made the point when I posted this reel. I said, look, usually, I mean, yes, people that know me know that I do make my views known. I have been active throughout my life in politics, really coming from a place of wanting to make a difference. I've never held elected office myself, but always been behind the scenes. But over the past year, really a lot of what I've been talking about is my coming out process. I talk about the podcast, but I really felt that with everything going on and the recent events happening in Minneapolis with a
Yes.
U.S. citizen, with Renee Good being killed
Yes.
by an ICE officer, I couldn't stay silent. And, the gaslighting that is going on from the Trump administration of instantly talking about that, that she provoked this, that she was a domestic terrorist, that she was
Yeah.
paid. I mean, it's like, first of all, I'm going to say something to any of our listeners, and please forgive me because I may upset some people. If you're buying into this, I really have to ask you to take a step back. I saw something, and you and I were talking about this before we hit the record button, and a psychologist labeled what Donald Trump is, a malignant narcissist.
Yes.
A narcissist is somebody that makes everything, about themselves, can't see, other people's needs. Okay, that certainly fits. A malignant narcissist is, the key, one of the key defining things around that is somebody that takes glee in seeing other people suffer. And that is what this man is about. Look at
Yes.
the things that, going after his enemies. He is using ICE as his own personal police force.
Yes.
And so I made this post. What's really disturbed me is there are so many people that do see what's going on and are upset about it, but they're being quiet about it. Or there are a lot of people that are taking the stance of, oh, it'll all blow over. He'll be out of office in 3 years. Or the other thing I hear, wait till the midterms coming up this year. We'll win back Congress because people are getting upset. My wake up call is a couple of things. One, the damage is already done. For
Yes.
those of us, most of us listening to this podcast are members of the LGBTQ community. Look at all the things that are being done and are continuing to be done to roll back rights, to marginalize
Yes.
the gay and queer communities. Why? Because we're not them.
Yeah. For
Because we're
shits and
not like
giggles.
them.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
we're not white, cis, hetero, Christian males. So you've got people. So the damage is done, right? It's like it's already done. And if we think that there are going to be any kind of fair midterm elections, I'd be really concerned about that, because
Yeah.
if the results don't go the way he would like, do you think it's all going to be fine? He'll
Well,
declare election fraud.
yes,
And guess what? The courts are going to back him up.
yeah, I read somewhere that he's going to try and postpone or eliminate
Yeah.
the
Or
midterms.
cancel.
Yeah,
That's it, right?
yes. Yeah,
Absolutely. They've already talked about it.
yeah,
Stephen Miller has already talked about, and Steve Bannon have already been talking about canceling the midterms.
yeah. Here's the deal with this. I so appreciated your post. Myself, and probably a lot of the other listeners out there, it feels like all of this outrage, all of these protests, everybody that's setting to the streets to show how unjust all of this is, it's falling on governmental deaf ears. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, when in our lifetime have there been thousands of rallies across the United States and in other countries protesting things that are happening in the United States? When has that happened? Other than like maybe in Vietnam, which, I wasn't
Right.
around for that, but it's like
Right.
there is so much uproar and outrage. Where are our government officials? It feels like
Where are our
nobody's
elected
doing
officials? Exactly.
nobody's doing
Right.
anything. Nobody.
And
It
and
just
and I'll add to that, when you say elected officials, where are our democratic elected officials? Where are the
yeah.
Democrats? Right? There's a few that are being vocal. I mean, clearly you've got Gavin Newsom, you've got J.D. Pritzker in Chicago, Senator Chris Murphy in Connecticut has been very vocal, putting out a lot of things. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. You've got Bernie Sanders, so you do have some, but then you've got Chuck Schumer. Chuck. And this is another point that I made, is you've got Democrats that, and listen, I am a lifelong Democrat. I'm putting it out there. I'm saying it. I'm not hiding it.
So am
But
I.
I'm very upset with the Democratic Party. I've been a leader in my local Democratic Party. I'm very upset because so much of the party is still playing by the old rule book.
Yes.
It's like the game, it's a different game.
Yeah.
You can't play by the rule book for a game that no longer exists. So part of, again, my message to everybody that cares about the future of this country, if you're in the United States, because I know not all of our listeners are, but if you're in the United States, and even if you're not, this impacts the world.
Yes.
If you care about this, then you have to be vocal. This is not the time to say, oh, I don't want to make waves. I don't want to upset people that might not agree with me. This is no longer just about differences in policy. We can debate differences in policy. This is about our fundamental society.
Yes. It's when we talked about doing this podcast, we talked about, okay, let's do all the little good things, all the little LGBT things, all the things that we can talk about. But in talking about those, are we like, is it not doing justice to the fact that all of this stuff is happening around us and us not talking
Right.
about it? So as much as we
Yeah.
don't want to make this a political podcast, we have to talk about these issues, what's going on right now. It is
Exactly.
just and
This is a threat. This is a threat to our existence as a community.
yes, yes. And people, jokingly say, oh, he distraction, 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 the Epstein files, the Epstein files, the Epstein files. It's like, how far is he going to take all of these distractions in
Mm-hmm.
order to avoid releasing the fucking Epstein files? We already know what's in it. We already know he's guilty. We already know
Right.
he's a
Right.
pedophile. We already know all of these things about him. People talk about it all the time. It's like, release them. We don't care that Clinton is in them. We don't care. It's like, oh, the comparisons of who's in it and who's not. Nobody cares. Release the files.
Right. If Clinton's in it, Clinton's in it. It's
Yes.
like,
Then
let
he's
the, you know,
guilty.
it's right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. We know Andrew's in
Right.
it, and Andrew's already
Right.
already been found guilty.
Exactly.
Right? So
Uh,
it's like, God,
yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
shared with you that on New Year's I went to a party, and it's all gay men, and one of the people that was there happened to not be a gay man, and he shared with us that he was a Trump supporter, that he had voted for him in the prior two elections, and admitted at the party, hey, listen, this time around, after listening to him, he's like, I'm now I know that he's full of bullshit, and I'm no longer a Trump supporter, and I'm actually speaking out against him. It's nice that the light is being turned on for
Yeah.
some people,
Yeah.
but I'll share with you somebody in my networking group locally in Southern California shared a post about Trump. And these are people that I've actually seen in business. And one of them stood out. A lot of them were pro Trump, unfortunately. But this woman that I know has two daughters posted on social media under this comment, I pray that he finds a way to run for a third time. It's like, people, it's like, what the fuck is going on? I get that when you and I post something on social media about the podcast and we get negative responses, that a percentage of those are actually from fake accounts. So I'm like, okay, it's a fake account, whatever, and I let it go. But when I see somebody that I know in my social networking group
Yeah.
posting today that she prays he finds a way to run a third time, it just blows my fucking mind. And
Yeah.
I can't associate with people like that today. It just drives me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and we can go on and on and on. I mean, I've seen some comments from people talking about what happened in Minneapolis and saying, well,
Mhm.
there's two sides argument. It's like, okay, yes, there are two sides. But when, first of all, the administration already jumped to conclusions about what
Yes,
happened, number
on
one.
day one.
Number
On
two,
day
when
one.
there is evidence, it's like, this is the gaslighting. It's like, you can see what happened.
Yes.
And it's like the gaslighting that
She
this
deserved
woman,
it. Yes,
I mean, she was,
right
first
off
of
the
all,
bat.
she was exercising her First Amendment rights.
Yes.
And she tried to get away because she was being cornered. She wasn't using her vehicle as, I mean, we could get into this, and then they shut down any other than the federal government investigating. They locked out the state of Minnesota from being able to investigate.
Yeah. It's all cover up, cover up, cover up, cover up. It just,
Yeah, and then after he shoots her in the face and shoots her 3 times at point
yeah.
blank range and kills the woman. What's his name? Jonathan Ross, I think was his name, the guy who shot her.
Yes.
There's other footage that shows him calling her a fucking bitch
Yes.
after
After the
he
fact.
killed her.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
real. That's
Yes.
compassion. Nice.
His
This is
life
what
was
humanity
threatened.
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Law Enforcement
His life.
101.
His life.
Don't stand in front of a fucking moving vehicle, you jackass. You wouldn't be concerned about your life if you weren't standing in front of the vehicle to begin with. Listen,
yeah. Not to mention that, the law and their training also tells them you don't shoot a suspect in a fleeing vehicle unless your life is in danger. His life wasn't in danger.
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh, Mark. I know, and the calling her a domestic terrorist when in my personal opinion, we know domestic terrorists are actually in office right now, are actually
Yeah,
running the country.
exactly, exactly,
Uh,
exactly.
all right, where are we headed from here? we could,
Well, so all
we
right,
could,
so here's the interesting thing, right? So I've had conversations over the past few days, obviously a lot about all of this stuff, and then at the same time, a few days ago, I was in Manhattan. Um, I'm walking down the street. I was down in Greenwich Village in the Village, and I'm just walking down the street. I was going to meet some people for dinner, and it's like life is going on. People
yeah,
are chatting, they're going to the gym, they're on their way to restaurants, to the movies, to the theater. Streets are crowded, streets are busy. It's like you wouldn't know that all this other stuff
yes,
is going.
yes,
And I looked at that, and to me the what was going through my mind was just the contrast. Because I mean, I was doing it myself. I was going out to have a evening out with some friends, and and I think that on the one hand, that's where it's easy for people to feel complacent. It's like, okay, I'm here in New York, you're in LA. This doesn't affect my day to day life, at least not yet.
yeah,
Not yet, right?
yeah,
Um, and at the same time, we have to live our lives, right? It's like you have to. I'm talking to other people recently about the same thing. It's like, oh my god, I can't sleep. I'm just I'm doom scrolling. I've been guilty of some of the same thing. It's like you have to be able to protect yourself. It's
yes,
they put your own gas mask on first. So like, yes, care about this stuff. Yes, be vigilant. Yes, I encourage everybody. Please be vocal. Get out there. Talk about this stuff. Say this is not acceptable, right? Go to a protest. But at the same time, then you got to go and live your own life,
yeah.
right? I mean,
All right, and
today, before we were recording,
you
we're sorry, go ahead.
oh, you had a call to action. You had said that, people need to be posting on social media
Yeah.
about this, that they
Yeah.
should be silent
Post
about this.
post
You
on
know,
social
I
media.
I
Talk to
share
your
with you
friends,
though.
share things.
I don't
What's that?
post, I post my dog. I post the podcast. I really don't post other
Right.
things. I don't really post politically. So, part of me, I don't know. I don't know what to post. I don't know how to post it. It's kind of like, I don't know what to
Take my
say.
reel and
And
share it. Take my reel and share it.
I'll
That's
see good
things like that.
advice. Okay.
Things that you see
Find
from other,
something
there's
that
a,
you find something that
yeah,
resonates with you and share it. You don't have to
and
come up with
share
your
it.
own video. You
Share
can
it.
send somebody
Send it.
else's.
You can you if and post it on on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page, or send it to people that you're connected with. Sometimes we feel like, oh, why am I know they already agree with it. And that's the point. There's a lot of people that agree, but they're being silent about it. Now is not, this is, and I hate to say this is what happened in Nazi Germany. People were silent. And we know what happened in Nazi Germany.
Yes. And Vance has already said they want to start going door to door.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on,
Mm-hmm.
people. All right. Well, that's good information. So if you're not a person that wants to get in front of the camera and post something political on your own to share somebody else's post. Perfect.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
All
And
right.
there's a lot of great stuff. There's a lot of great other
Yes.
influencers out there that are doing stuff. There's a lot of people you can follow. Jessica Craven is one. Heather Cox Richardson is another one. Things that some of our elected officials are putting out, like Chris Murphy, like Gavin Newsom, like JD Pritzker, Eric Swalwell, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. These are people that are putting things out on social media. Share their stuff.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. We're going to pivot for a moment and then we're going to get into
Yes.
something that you wanted to share. I'm going to bring up because I know you have shared on the podcast that you have a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had written into the podcast about a week ago because of the holidays. They were upset and they were asking for advice. We don't give advice, but we can give our own personal perspectives, I guess. Is that advice? Is our perspective advice?
No, it's our
Is what
perspective.
it
It's like
is. All
that's what I
right.
said. Like, I can't tell you what's right for you. I can tell you what worked for me
Yes.
or what my
What
experience has
works for
been,
you?
right?
Okay. Somebody wrote in that they were really upset and felt like crap because during the holidays they were unable to share with their friends and family that they had a boyfriend. This is somebody who has come out, who's, I guess it in some sense is still closeted and has a boyfriend and is really bummed about it and scared, doesn't want to lose the family by in coming out, but also doesn't want to lose their boyfriend because
Yeah.
he's keeping him in hiding.
Yeah.
What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that? It's hard.
Again, I can't tell. And first of all, thank you for writing in, with that. Listen, I can't tell you what you should or shouldn't do, right? For me, in my situation, I have gradually shared that I do have a boyfriend. My wife knows about him. She knows his name. She slowly is asking more and more about him. And we've kind of said, look, I've said I'm not looking to hide anything. I'll follow your lead. What do you want to know?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not sharing intimate
Yes.
details,
Yes.
but being able to share, what is it, what does he do, what's his background, things like that. um and my thoughts, and want to hear yours, Brian. For anybody that's in that situation, for all of us, you've got to do what you feel is right. and
Yes.
and every we always say this, everybody's situation is different, right? My experience has been that, yes, these things can be very difficult. I would urge you to think about how much of it is your own fear,
Yes.
because sometimes we put barriers in our own way and we hold ourselves back. And I'm as guilty of this as anybody, right? This is something I keep trying to work on, but we hold ourselves back because of our own fears.
Yeah.
And sometimes the shit is scary, right? It's like you could risk offending people. You might risk people saying, well, I don't want to be associated with you. Is that worth it? You have to decide, right? What are your priorities? If you are saying, hey, I'm gay, this is who I am, this is the life I want to lead, then you need to decide where you want to take it and on what timeline. So there's no right or wrong answer. It's really is what is it that you want, and be honest with yourself about what you want. And then
Yes.
say, okay, what small steps can I take one at a time?
I
I don't know.
think
What are your thoughts, Brian?
well, deep down inside, we all know what it feels like to have these feelings of same sex attraction. We all know what it feels like to want a male companion, or if you're a woman's companion. We know what that feels like. We know that it's not something we're deciding for. We know that it is just part of who we are. And we're denying ourselves from allowing ourselves to feel our true, authentic, or be our true, authentic selves. And if someone is going to hate you for being who you truly are, is that somebody you want in your life to begin with,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're hating
Yeah.
you for who you are. You're
Yeah.
not hating someone because they're heterosexual. So the fear of someone hating you because of you, that certainly wouldn't feel good to me. And you're
Right.
denying people of who you really are. You're living, I don't know, a facade of who
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. For myself,
It's
I
true.
came out very quickly, although I knew for many years that I was gay. When I made the decision to come out, it was in a very short period of time. So I didn't have a small group of people that knew that I kept it secret with from other people, and I
Yeah.
wasn't living two lives at the same time. It was like
Right.
when I decided to
Right.
come out, I'm living my true authentic self. So I don't
Right.
know
Right.
if for someone to hate me for who I am as a person would feel so hurtful, because I think I'm a good person. And just
Yeah.
because I told
And
you yesterday I was heterosexual and today I'm gay and you hate me for it, it's like I wouldn't want you in my life.
and I know a lot of people have had those experiences. I mean,
Yeah.
that does happen. I mean, we've talked about it on the podcast, and um but I would also say, for the most part, the men that have had those kinds of experiences where it's been very negative reaction from their family or certain family members. I mean,
Mhm.
I know there's been some, like their spouses, their former spouses
Um,
will have nothing to do with them. There's some where their
yes.
kids won't have anything to do with them.
Yes.
There's some where, Aunt Matilda, won't talk to you.
Yes.
I've seen situations where kids' weddings, they go to their wedding and they're, considered an outsider. And those things are
Yes.
tragic. And it is very painful when you see those kinds of things and you think this shouldn't be the case, right? For being
Yes.
who you are.
A lot of that is tied
But
to religion.
a lot of oftentimes tied to religion. I think some it's also tied to those that are affected. And this is why, for guys like us coming out later in life, one of the fundamental differences is there's so many other people that it affects, right? You've got your family, you've got your spouse or your former spouse, you've got kids, that you're suddenly changing, like, who they thought you were.
No.
Not that any of us did anything wrong, right? You make the decisions that you make with the best information you have at the time, and you live your life. There's very, very, very few people. And I remember when we talked to Dr. Joe Court on the podcast, he
Yes.
makes the point. He makes the point continuously that when guys come out later in life, it's few and far between that are doing it with malignant intent, right? Using the word malignant again,
Yes.
meaning that they were trying to deceive. It's we were in denial ourselves for so long. We were living the lives we were told we were supposed to live. But a lot of the guys that I've interacted with where it's been the case where it's been really hard, I haven't seen anybody that regrets coming out and finally
Mm.
being able to live the life of who
Yes.
they are.
Yes.
Doesn't mean it's
Yes.
easy. Doesn't mean it's all, unicorns
Yes.
and daisies and roses.
A lot of hurt,
A lot of
sometimes a
hurt,
lot
and
of
we've all,
depression over it, but
sure.
never
And we've,
regret coming out.
right, right.
Yes.
And so going back, I think those are the decisions you've got to make.
Mm. Thank you.
And
Yes.
everybody needs to make that decision for themselves. But again,
Yeah.
kind of when the coming out, process doesn't mean you have to come out all at once. It's like, do you have one or two people that you could confide in that
Yeah. Join a
or
group.
think are gonna support you? I mean, I remember when I came out, started coming out, I'd come out to my wife. I think it was even before I'd come out to my kids. A very close friend of mine, my best straight male friend, we went out to lunch and I shared with him, and he was the first person, really kind of outside, just, sharing with my wife, that I opened up to. And certainly the first straight person. There were other guys, because I'd started to meet other, gay guys. I remember I sobbed. I was a mess. And he looked at me and he hugged me and he's like, "Hey, I'm here for you."
Yeah.
And that started to make it more comfortable to start to share with more people.
Let me ask you, do you remember if the conversation with your friend was before or after you found Gay Fathers Worldwide?
It was right around the same time.
Okay.
Right
How
around the
did
same
you
time.
come across Gay Fathers Worldwide?
I came across GFW through our friend David Cotton's podcast. And
Okay.
if
All
anybody
right.
hasn't, if anybody isn't familiar with his podcast, I'm Out Late with David, where he talks with
Um,
other gay men. I had the privilege of being a guest on his podcast a while back, and he had Sean on the founder of GFW as a guest on
yes.
the podcast. I remember I was at
Okay.
the
And
gym
that's
one
the,
day,
all right.
and
And
I
so
started
you
and I
had
listened to
been
that, and
searching
that's
for, you had been searching for something that to resonate
yeah,
with you at the time. You were actively
yeah.
looking for a podcast or for
Resources, help, right. And now,
resources.
how did I find David's podcast initially? That I don't remember. I mean, it might have just
Okay.
been a search, that somehow I don't remember how I came to his podcast, how I found it
Okay.
initially.
Yeah, I found Gay Fathers of Los Angeles first, and I found that just
Uh-huh.
through looking for LGBTQ groups on Facebook,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
I came
Yeah.
across it.
Yeah.
So, yes,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Mm,
Actually, now I do remember how I found his podcast. I think. Before I had joined, became active in the Gay Fathers Worldwide group, there's another group, and I think we've talked about it, called How, Husbands Out to
oh,
Wives.
yes.
And I initially found How through my therapist, because I see a gay male therapist, and he, even before I had come out publicly, he recommended that group to me, and then David was also a part of that group, and I think that's where I found him, and then his podcast, and then
Okay.
Sean. So
All right. Very nice. Well,
yes,
that's always good resources for our listeners, too.
yep, yep,
Mm. All right. Where are we headed from here? We have so much to go over,
yeah.
talk about. Do you want to?
Well,
I'm going to let you take the lead.
oh, yeah, sure, yeah. So I had shared, with Brian, I had shared with you, I don't know, last week or a few days ago. One of the things that I like to do at the start of the year, and I know we're already almost going into 2 weeks into the year, but not so much about setting New Year's resolutions per se, but I do like to think about intentions for the
Yes.
year. And even with all the craziness, right, going on, it's a reset point. It's a chance to say, okay, what do I want to leave behind in the old year? What do I want to focus on? Um, so one of the things I came across was a column from a guy by the name of Sahil Bloom, and he has a newsletter that he puts out. Many of you may be familiar with him, and I won't dive into the all the stuff here, but he kind of did this post on 35 life lessons, and he kind of talked about a number of things that he's learned, and I thought, it is a good opportunity for us to maybe take a step back at the start of the year and think about where we are on our journey as gay men, as gay dads, as people coming out later in life. What what matters, for us, as
Yeah.
we
And
move forward
we'll
into a
post
new
a
year,
link.
right?
We'll post a link to this
Yeah,
also so that our listeners
yeah,
can click on it too.
yeah.
But so of those 35, give me one that resonated with you.
Oh, wow. I don't have the
Are
list
we
up in front of me. Let
we
me
can
let me
do,
pull it up. Actually,
oh,
I'm pulling it
okay.
up.
Oh,
Hey, you know what? Actually, no. I am going to pull it up. I actually
all
have it here
right.
right now. So so the one that resonated with me is the first one he had on the list. Actually, a lot of them resonated with me. But he talks about you can reinvent yourself anytime you want.
Yes, I agree.
And right? I
Well, I
mean,
think you
if I
can.
think
I think you
about,
can mentally reinvent yourself anytime you want, but in order for that to actually translate into your real life, that takes time. I think a lot of
oh,
us
of
are
course
looking
it
to
does.
reinvent ourselves,
Oh,
and we, when people are trying to reinvent themselves, they don't give themselves a long enough time. They want to see instant results, and they give up. So it's like when you're reinventing yourself, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a big
yeah.
lesson for me.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the whole point on that when we talk about reinvention, I mean, look, if I look at myself, I've completely reinvented myself over the past 2 years,
Yeah.
certainly.
Yes.
And my takeaway from that is it is easy to feel stuck if you are, coming to the realization, hey, I'm gay, but I've got this other life, it's easy to feel stuck. I don't have any choices. I can't do anything. This is the, it's like, and the point is, no, you're not. You're not. And to me, that idea around reinvention is, um, in psychological terms, you have agency. We all have agency to do things. We don't have complete control. There's a lot of stuff beyond our control, but we have agency to say, what can I do?
Yeah.
So to me, that's like, if you can adopt that mindset, we're all constantly
Yes.
reinventing. Do
Well,
you
reinventing yourself.
choose?
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Reinventing yourself can just be start with one action. Oh, I'm in the closet and I want to live my authentic life. You don't have to like jump out of the closet the very next day to reinvent yourself. Reinventing yourself could be you Google an LGBTQ podcast called David Cotton, Outlay with Dave or whatever, and you start listening to something like that. That's
That's
you're
right.
reinventing yourself and doing just that
Right.
step,
Right.
right?
And if you think about it, right, the path to reinventing yourself to, and I don't mean to sound all, woo woo, if you will, right? Like if you will it, it will manifest itself. No, I'm not
Mhm.
saying that. But again, it is, we all have agency. And think about, okay, if I'm not living the life I want, if I'm not living the life that's true to who I am, maybe I can't just snap my fingers and have it all be different. But there's at least one thing you could do today, right? Listen to a
Yes,
podcast, listen to our
yes,
podcast, join a support group. Um, if you're looking to meet people, go to meetup.com and
yeah,
find gay groups in your area. You can take one step, and one step leads
yes,
to another step, leads to another step.
yes.
So that, to me, kind of, it just, I look at like lists like that, and some of it can seem very trite, but then I'm like, you know what? There's actually things here that are really, really good
Yes.
reminders.
Yes. Yes. I like number
How about for
three,
you?
energy.
What? Yeah.
I like
Uh huh.
number three. Energy is the most attractive human trait. I totally believe that. Clean, clear energy. I love that. When you see that in a person, it supersedes their physical appearance, in my opinion. So I like that one. There's a bunch of them that I liked. I
Yeah.
really liked, I think it was the most important thing take the most important things take the longest to build. Oof, number 14.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I agree with that one
And you
too.
know what? That, contrast that, we were just talking about reinventing yourself, right? It's like,
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's overnight, but it
Yeah.
takes time to build. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's like working out, saying, "Hey, I want to get in shape, or I want to lose weight, or I want to do whatever." Right? It's not like you decide, "Oh, I'm going to lose weight," and suddenly you've lost 25 pounds.
Yeah.
It's,
Yes.
"Oh, I went to the gym today and I got on the treadmill for 30 minutes."
Yeah.
And the next time you go for 32 minutes, and then
Yeah.
the next time you go for 35 minutes, right? It's it's getting that consistent action and saying, what's the direction I want to head.
Yes.
Um, what, some of the other stuff too, I'm just, kind of looking at this list. Um, Going back to what we were talking about before in kind of coming out, and what our listener had written in. One of the points that is on the list is nobody cares. It says,
Yes.
uh,
Yes. Yes.
my entire life changed when I realized nobody cares. When you're winning, nobody cares. When you're losing, nobody cares. Doesn't mean nobody loves you. It just means nobody cares about your life as much as you do.
Yes.
And you know what? And we could say, listen, I'm not going to say nobody cares, because if you're trying to make a decision, do I come out? Do I come out to my family? Right?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, people are going to care. But when you're thinking about, oh, coming out to my experience in coming out to my, like, to friends and to, honestly, most people didn't care.
Yeah.
And again, not that they didn't care in a fuck you sense, like, oh, I don't care about you. It's like they we think that everybody is caring and concerned about our lives more than that, because people are concerned about their own lives.
Yes. Yes.
And when you kind of realize, it's like, you know what, if it doesn't affect them directly, they're probably not going to care.
Yeah. As much time as I'm spending in my head obsessing about Brian, you're in your head
Yep.
obsessing about you. You're not obsessing about me. I'm not obsessing about you.
Exactly.
So nobody, you're right, nobody cares because everybody is
Yeah.
so focused on themselves.
Yeah.
Not in a
Yeah.
negative way, but
One of the
just
other,
that's it.
exactly right. Not in a negative way. It's just the people,
Yeah.
everybody's focused on themselves, right? You know, people
Yeah.
are trying to get along, make the most of what's happening in their own lives.
Yes.
And kind of, I think, related to that, one of the other points on the list, be unapologetically yourself.
Yes. I love that one. Yes.
And that, I think, is really hard for a lot of us because we are taught to be somebody else. You're taught to be the perfect father, the husband. This is who you are in society, the successful professional. So we have these personas. And that even when we come out, it's hard to shed those layers.
Yes. The number 17, I've seen over and over again. Life will test you with the same challenges until you learn the lesson. Hello. That's
Yeah.
huge for me. It's like
Yep.
it's going to keep repeating itself until you learn to react differently. So, yes.
Mm-hmm. The
Something that's
definition
not,
of insanity.
yes. Okay.
Another definition of
Yes.
insanity?
Yes. Yes.
Doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Yes. Yes. Something that's not on here. I think it was a Facebook reel that I watched, and it really had an impact on me. Um, for some people, the happiest moments in your life are already behind you, not in front of you. People are chasing happy moments, happy times, happy this, happy that. They're always in search of, and if you take stock of your life, maybe you're happy, maybe you already lived your happiest moments. Not that you can't create great moments going
Well,
forward, but maybe
that
the
seems kind of
happiest
depressing.
moment. I don't think so. I think for me, I think, wow, how fortunate am I that I've had impactful experiences. Raising my children is one of the happiest things of my life. Is something greater than that going to happen to me? I don't know, but I need to be appreciative of that. So I see the doom and gloom side of it, but I also see the positive side of it. It's like, wow, stop chasing something that may or may not ever happen and
Well, absolutely. Yeah.
appreciate the
Yeah.
fact that, wow, you've had some amazing
Well,
happy moments in your life.
and
And
to
what
me,
would be
I
wrong
would,
if
I
what would
go
I
ahead.
mean, for some people, what would be the big issue of your happiest moments in life are behind
Well,
you?
well, to me, that hits me to say, well, then, so if my happiest moments are behind me, what the hell's the point, right? I mean, what then? It's like, okay,
Adventure,
I
love,
peaked,
love, fun,
you
no.
know.
Yeah. I mean, I
But
would I
I
would
think,
I would love
sorry.
I would love a relationship with a man that was, I don't know, I've said this before. I felt like the relationship I had with my wife was amazing. We had a really great foundation. We had great communication. There was
Yeah.
so much. It sets a really high bar for me looking to have a relationship with a man
Yeah.
because I'm not looking to settle. I'm not looking to become a smaller
See, but
person
here's the
to
thing though,
fit into
Brian.
a relationship.
But okay, but wait a minute. Wait a minute, okay? I'm going to test you here a little
All
bit.
right.
Don't compare what you had in the past to what you had in the future or what you might have
Yes.
in the future, because you're right. If you do that, then you're trying to recreate
Mm,
something that may never exist. But
yes.
if you say, listen, I want to create something that's new, it might look different, but you have to, and I think this is a key thing, and I don't know if it's on the list or not, but it's like, be open to possibility
Yes.
and
I
say,
agree.
I don't know what it's going to bring, but approach it with curiosity and say, hey, if I'm just trying to compare what was before, that was a different life. That was a different world.
I don't
Be
think
here in
I'm
the
not
moment
looking.
now.
I'm not looking to compare, but there was a bar that was set at
Get rid of the
you
bar.
don't
Get
you
rid of the bar.
disagree with
Get rid of
really.
the bar. I
But there's
do.
so many
I
things
do. I'll tell
there
you
are
why, Brian. And I
but
say
that
this.
bar
I'm
was
saying this to you.
set.
I'm saying this to you as we're, wait, listen.
Yeah.
I'm saying this to you as we were recording this podcast. And because I love you as a brother, if you continue to have that bar, then I think, and you can tell me to shut the fuck up, you're setting yourself up to not find it because you are comparing.
But so how maybe the bar was set with things that you appreciated or resonated for you in your prior relationship. There are things that occurred in the relationship you had with your wife that you appreciated, that you say to yourself, okay,
Of
in my
course.
next relationship, I really appreciated this in my relationship with my wife. I'm not
but
going
if
to settle
I
for
but
less
if I
than that in
approached,
my next relationship. Communication. You have great communication. It's like, I'm not going to dummy down my
of
communication in my
course,
next
that
relationship.
sure.
So that's a bar. Communication is a bar. Affection. I enjoyed the affection I had in my relationship with my wife.
Well,
I'm not going to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't show affection. That adds to the bar. So there are certain things that I enjoyed in my previous relationship that I'm stacking up, not in comparison,
right.
but these are my must-haves because this is my do-over. I'm able to rebuild this with a man versus the first time I was building this with a woman. Now I get a chance to do it my way. Not that the first time
Sure.
wasn't my way, but
Sure.
you
So
know,
so I think there's a difference between saying, "Hey, these are the things I know that are important to me in a relationship and these are the keys to a good relationship." But sometimes you don't know where those things are going to go in a relationship until you take that step, right? So there can be a danger in going in with expectations
yes,
and also recognizing, look, every relationship, every person is going to be different. So, what affection might look like in a new relationship might be different than what it looked like with your wife.
yes,
How you
100%.
communicate in a new relationship might be different than how you did with your wife, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
that's my point. Is like if you're looking for and saying, okay, it must be like this, it must be like this, it must be like this, then you're just looking to recreate the same relationship,
And I don't
but
want
with a
the same
man versus a
relationship.
woman.
I want a new relationship. I want
Right.
new adventure. I want to openly explore because there's going to be things that I didn't realize existed that I'm hoping to discover in a new relationship,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I've come leaps and bounds from when I first came out and scrolling on social media. Oh, his picture does not look like he's going to meet my bar. Next,
Yeah.
his picture does not look like it's going to
Yeah.
meet my bar. Next, and just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling because their appearance does not look like it will meet something. Yes,
Yeah,
I've grown
yeah,
from that.
yeah. And that can be, well, that, yeah, that's one of the dangers of social media and dating apps, right? You know, the pictures
Yes.
that are on there, and then you see them in real life. It's like, wait a minute, was that you like 20 years ago, or
Yes.
was that an
Oh my
AI
God.
generated picture? Who are you?
I shared with one of
Yeah.
my buddies over the Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, I don't do the grinder, the scruff, all that kind of shit. I was like, okay, there's going to be more people in town. I'm going to log on to Scruff and Grinder. I'm going to see if there's anybody that is around me. This very attractive man reached out to me. He sent me this message. I look at his profile picture. I'm like, oh my God, this is such a good looking guy. I was like, okay. I communicated with him based on his profile picture. I agreed to meet him. His picture, no lie, was at least 15 years old. I was so annoyed. It's like, why
Well,
the fuck are people
yeah,
posting 15-year-old photos of themselves? They have to
yeah,
be getting a negative
yeah,
response when they meet up. Literally.
right.
This,
Yeah, I mean, it's right. I mean, it's like, listen, and to your point too. I mean, listen, we all can be influenced, right? Like, by looks, by physical appearance, of course. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm attracted to somebody who's attractive,
yes.
but put your but what's and here's something too that I've learned for myself as well. People ask me like, what's your type? What's this? What's this? I've learned as I've become more and more comfortable in my own skin as a gay man, what I find attractive now is a much wider range. You don't have to be picture perfect. So like, show me who you really are, because if you're not, then
Yeah.
why
Aren't they doing that in
but to
most
your
of
point
their
about communication, I mean,
show me who you
what's that?
really are? Aren't they, when you said show me who they really are, aren't they doing that in most of their photos? All naked. It was a joke.
They're showing me what they've really got, maybe. Or well, then again, I don't know. They show, how do you know it's real or not? It's like,
Yes.
really, that's not 8.5 inches. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You said eight
Where
and
are
a
you
half.
measuring
No,
that
it's
from?
not.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
From your belly button? What's the starting point?
Oh, Mark. Oh. Um,
Mm-hmm.
well, anything else you want to talk about on this podcast? We're reaching about 50 minutes.
Oh, hey, there's so much we could talk about, but I think we've covered a lot of ground here, and this is a good starting point for our new season.
Yes,
I appreciate the energy, the discussion. Yeah, as
me
always.
too. Hey,
And
I
I'm
want to,
excited that we are working on some new guests to bring on in our
yes,
upcoming episodes. And yeah, looking forward to continuing all the great stuff here.
I want to let our listeners know that several of our platforms that,
Well, hey, I don't know what happened there. I think we lost Brian somehow, but if he doesn't come back, I know what Brian was starting to say is you can find us on all the various podcast apps, on Apple, on Spotify, on YouTube. So please listen, watch, comment, like us, share it. We want to help spread the word and be as much support as we can. And please feel free to drop us a line. Let us know what you think, cominginsideout@gmail.com. So thanks, everybody. And until next time, this is Coming Inside Out. We'll see you soon.